I think the best part about making 2slimey beats is there's no wrong or right way to do it. I think as long as the end result sounds like abrasive trash, you're probably in the right area. So when I was making this, I wanted to start off with the 808. And I noticed in tracks like the Cypher verse, 2slimey Cypher verse, it sounds like a lot of sliding 808s. Whatever you want to do, if you think that you've done it too crazy, then make it crazier. So for this, I started off with just doing like a few slided notes, and then I realized once I put in heaps, it got more of the sound I was going for. And then all I've done on that is a squeeze, distort, and a destructor. And so without them, it sounds like. Which is still fine. Again, like there's no right or wrong way to do it. But I just found this sound is more what I was going for, the more distorted sound. So I started there, and for the start of the track, I just wanted it to sound fast, chaotic. I wanted the 808s to kind of do the heavy lifting. So the rest of the drums are pretty simple. I just have a crash at the start. You'll see the hi-hats here. Snare roll at the end. And then all of these, just chuck a distort on everything, honestly. It's probably best to make these type of beats if you are having beat block, I reckon. Honestly, like you can just put your frustration out, make something terrible, distort it all, 2slimey beat, done. And the second half of the first part, I just brought in the Serum preset. It's a stock lead in Serum 2. And I hated it, so I kept it. Yeah, that's pretty much the idea. And also in the second part, which I also hate and I've wanted to change, but I realized the fact that it sounds so bad is what makes it a 2slimey beat. Alternatively, I knew I wanted an ARP, so you could also get a pluck and just draw in your MIDI and do it that way, but I felt like the sound was harsh enough. It was an ARP again. This one was an acid, like it was just a default one in Serum 2. Just leading into the end, I just put in like a big drop. Just goes to this part. Obnoxious and loud, perfect. And then on the master, just a really extreme wave shaper. I've got the preset all the way up, so it's getting blasted into the clipper. And then I've just brought down the post volume, which, to be honest, I could make it louder if I want, but I'll go deaf. So really simple for the actual beat itself. I've seen his track Legion go kind of popular on TikTok just due to the insane outro on it. So I thought for this video I would just do a pretty basic outro as well. And I think it's quite cool because it contrasts the abrasiveness of the main track. And I think that's what makes it sound so good. I think if this outro was on any other sort of UG beat, people would probably still like it, but it wouldn't. The reception would be a lot different. So I think the key thing to making a beautiful, majestic outro, Xenology has a lot of great real sounding pianos, violins, so that's just what I've used here. I first started with piano 1D, just in Xenology, obviously in the same key as your beat. So then just on the second half, you can see I put a little top line just for a bit of variety. But if you really wanted to go hard out, you know, you could do a complete unique chord progression for the whole outro. So I think the key is having all your instruments, and I've used automation clips to bring in their volume slowly. So it feels like it's swelling up. It feels like, you know, it's coming to sort of climax. Crazy. This is cello, and I've copy and pasted the same chord progression, but I've just taken some of the notes out because we don't need all of them. So it sounds quite nice, and again, so I've brought that in slowly, and I've just layered a bunch of strings. So for this one, I put it on the 2 and 3, and that just creates a lot of tension. So when you have a semitone right next to each other, when you play them right next to each other, it creates a lot of tension. So again, that slowly comes in. My dog. And then I have this arpeggio that again is just the chord progression, same progression as the piano, as the original piano, but I've just hit, all I did is I copy and pasted it, Alt-A. You can see it's done it again further here, but I've just used the arpeggiator just to arpeggiate it, because I couldn't, like, I'm not going to draw it all out, but it sounded pretty good. And I find that just added a lot of energy to the end of the outro as it's swelling up. So you can almost tell if I just play it from the start. Nice and slow, but then by the time we get to the end, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. If you want to see more, please let me know.